Opportunity really shows up announced. It shows up disguised as preparation. Leaders who rise don't wait. They stay ready, focused, and faithful. Tonight, we're talking about what it means to live prepared so when purpose calls, you are already in position. Folks, this is a 30. Want to thank you for being here. Let's go. Hello there. Welcome to the 30. Once again, I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting us throughout the years as we continue our journey on the 30. Tonight, we are going to be talking about something very special, but I want to look back. This has been a very powerful week for us. Of course, the 30 is a production of the Jackman Group LLC. And this week has been an exceptional week. It's been nothing short of powerful. See, on Tuesday, over the last couple of weeks, the last 2 weeks, you've heard me talk, especially last week, you've heard me talk about the Leaders and Entrepreneurs Connect. Well, that happened this past Tuesday, and I just wanted to shout out everyone that attended, every leader, every entrepreneur, every professional. This was our first ever Leaders and Entrepreneur Connect. And what an incredible experience. We got great feedback from those that attended, and then some that who could not attend because of meetings and prior engagements. We heard from them saying, tell us when the next one is happening. So tremendous feedback, the energy, the collaboration, the conversations, everything went well. I also want to thank the Eden Coffee and Company for their just hosting us, working hard, partnering with us. They were our community partner, and I want to thank them so much for their hospitality as they begin to launch. I think it's coming up. Yeah, next week, actually, their official launch. So they've been in business for a short time, but their official launch will start in the beginning of November, which is a couple of days, right? So I want to thank everyone that came out. I want to thank Eden Coffee and those that are part of our team. Especially want to thank them for being there and being part of this first ever. Now, everything reminded me of when leaders are prepared, especially leaders. When leaders are prepared, opportunity happens, right? So we don't wait for opportunity. We prepare ourselves, and then opportunity happens. So I'm going to be talking about that as we go forward. On today's episode is Stay Ready, How Leaders Create Opportunity. So that's what we are going to be talking about today on today's episode. You see, when you stay ready, you don't have to scramble around when doors open. You don't have to get ready. You are ready to go. You are already in a standing position, and that's what happens. That's exactly what we're going to be talking about, how preparation consistency, and readiness position you for promotion and for purpose. So whether you were with us on Tuesday, whether you've been in any of our training classes, Jackman Group training classes, or whether one of our coaches, you have a relationship, a coaching type of arrangement or relationship with one of our coaches, or you're joining this conversation tonight for the very first time, you are in the right place, because we're going to kick things off and we're going to talk about, I'm going to give you kind of a review, a recap of Tuesday, because it was such a great time. We saw leaders coming in. They were excited. They were prepared. They were ready to go. It was a picture. This couldn't have happened with this episode just side by side, because we had this planned, this episode, and then last on Tuesday the event happened. So it's not by coincidence. Certainly by design, right? It was certainly something that had to take place. So Tuesday was more than an event. It was a picture of what happens when leaders show up prepared, positioned, and expectant. See, we saw conversation. We saw genuine excitement. We saw people connecting. We saw courage on behalf of leaders, and openness and willingness to share about what they do and their journey. So for our night, let's just see, yeah, it was 7:30 to 9 a.m. Yes, there were some complaints, but well, why so early? But those same complaints were the ones that turn it around, and they were the ones that give us some great feedback. So I'm thankful. I am grateful, and I'm thankful. We saw leaders ready to connect. We saw collaboration. We saw things happening. We saw where leaders got together, not just in the group, but on the side, and was talking and exchanging cards. We saw leaders who were ready to learn about each other and ready to take action. And that's what it's all about. The key to it all is that none of it would have happened, and none of it happened, and none of it would have happened without planning, without preparation, without readiness. See, nothing happened by accident and coincidence. It's all planned out, right? So we have to be ready. It happened because people stayed ready. Those that attended stayed ready. They came ready to listen. They came ready to conversate. They came ready to grow. They came ready to make things happen. So it all started with us. It all started when we got word, right? It all started with a seed. It all started with something that was planted. It all started with an idea, and then from there, it moved to planning and preparation, in terms of making sure and then seeking out a place for it to happen. And nothing happened by accident. Nothing happened by coincidence. It all lined up. And I'm especially grateful. I'm especially thankful. And it was truly a blessing for us as the team, as the host, as well as those that attended. And I'm going to have in the next week, in the coming weeks, well, maybe next week, I'll have some of a couple of the leaders and professionals and entrepreneurs that were there. I'm going to have them on the 30 and talk about what they experienced, and basically give you their journey, talk about their journey and where they're headed next. But thanks to them, thanks to everyone that helped. And of course, again, thanks to Eden Coffee and Company. So that's where we are going to start. Stay ready. How prepared leaders create opportunity. Here's the truth. Opportunity doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who prepare. It's all about preparation, folks. It's all about making sure that we are ready. So let's go ahead and start to unpack this. And I'm going to give you some simple but powerful truths about readiness and leadership growth. So let's start here. When you prepare, here's a key. Here's one of the keys here. When you prepare, you position yourself for opportunity. Every open door in the future depends on what you are doing now. I'll say that again. Every future door that's open in the future is dependent on what you're doing now, your level of preparation, right? So we need to make sure preparation that you're doing now, whether it's in quiet, whether it's in discipline, whether it's in consistency, is building the capacity for what's going to come. So whatever you're doing now helps us and positions us for what's going to come in the future. Sometimes we pray for things to happen. We pray that God will give us a promotion, an elevation. But are we preparing for it? Are we ready when those things happen, when we are afforded the opportunity for the promotion or elevation? See, we pray for it, but what happens is that we don't prepare for it. So if we want something in the future, we have to prepare for it now. Are you studying? Are you developing yourself? Are you taking time to go to training classes like ours, the Jackman Group, right? Impact leaders and leadership training. Are you going to seminars? Are you reading books? Are you preparing yourself with where you are currently for the promotion and elevation that will come in the future? Prepared leaders recognize opportunity because they've been expecting it. They're not waiting for it. They've been expecting it. So that's what prepared leaders do. That's what great and exceptional leaders do. Civil rights leader Whitney M. Young once said, and I quote, "It's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have an opportunity and not be prepared." So are you preparing yourself for the opportunity? Or are you waiting for the opportunity and then says, well, I'll prepare after I get the opportunity? Well, if that's the case, you may never get the opportunity. So preparation always comes before the opportunity. So we have to stay ready. Again, this episode is about how prepared leaders create opportunity. The bottom line is, folks, preparation creates a state of readiness that allows you to capitalize on the moment of chance. It gets you ready. I look at it as someone who runs track, right? Let's say the 100 or the 200, where the blocks are used. Well, the 400 blocks are used too. But let's take the 100 sprint. You have to get ready, get in the blocks, right? Get in the blocks and get ready. So you haven't even run the race yet, but you're expecting to be the number one, to run through the end of the race and be in first place. Some first place, some end up second, some end up third, some may finish down the line, some may not finish. But it all starts with preparation. You have prepared yourself way before then. You've practiced, you've trained, right? You've suffered, you've endured. But it's the preparation. Now you're at the blocks, you're in the blocks. And the starter says, on your mark, set, go. So that's part of preparation, right? It prepares you. As the runner, you can't get to the end before you start. So sometimes some of us want to get to the end, want to get to the promotion or the elevation, the finish line, before we prepare ourselves. Doesn't work like that. So prepared leaders recognize the opportunity because because they are expecting it. The bottom line again is that preparation creates a state of readiness that allows you to capitalize on a moment of chance. Great and exceptional leaders, they stay ready even when it is not their season. They are ready. That's what separates the good from the great from the exceptional. The great and exceptional leaders are the ones that are ready. They stay ready, even without the opportunity. Because when the opportunity comes, they don't have to go back and get ready. They're already they're there. So ask yourself, am I ready or do I have to wait? Or am I waiting for the opportunity? Am I prepared before the opportunity or am I waiting for the opportunity and then prepare? Preparation isn't about perfection, right? And we talked about this. Perfection does not exist. So sometimes we're waiting to be, I want to get everything, I want to get my ducks in a row. Well, guess what? Some of those ducks may walk away. They'll never be in a row. So preparation isn't about perfection. It's about posture, getting into a posture of readiness. You stay ready so that when the opportunity calls, when the purpose calls, when the right time calls, you don't hesitate. You're ready to go. You don't have to get ready. You're already there. So preparation creates position. It creates posture. It puts you in position for the next thing. It puts you in position for the promotion. It puts you in position for the elevation. It puts you in position to end that race in first place. Or even if you don't come first, it puts you in a position to end the race. So where are you? Are you prepared? Are you waiting to prepare? Where are you? Let's talk next about, so the first thing that we talked about is preparation creates position. See, prepared leaders see what others miss. That's our next thought. Prepared leaders see what others miss. See, readiness attracts opportunity. Because as leaders, you're not waiting. What happens because you're prepared and the opportunity comes, right? We're not missing anything because they're not waiting. Prepared leaders don't wait for the right conditions. Well, let's see. I'm going to wait until it stopped raining, or I'm going to wait till it is 85 degrees and perfect weather. I'm going to wait till everything lines up. See, they're not waiting for the right conditions. They're not waiting to be perfect. What they do is that they create the conditions. Prepared leaders are in tune to the nuances and the underlying currents that others may not. Others may not recognize it. They see the challenges as opportunities. Sometimes what happens is we sometimes see challenges as burdens, as obstacles. Prepared leaders don't see the challenges. Exceptional leaders don't see the challenges as challenges. They see them as opportunities. Opportunities for growth, opportunities to innovate, opportunities to excel. This isn't about having a vision. It's about having the readiness to interpret when things are having the discernment to interpret signals and act on them effectively, the ability to discern when things are happening and act on them. Folks, it's about mindset. It's about skills. But more importantly, it's about having the faith. See, when you have faith, when you have the right mindset, when your skills, when these three things are in alignment, faith, mindset, skills, when these three are in alignment, opportunity starts to find you. You don't even have to go to find things, find opportunities. They find you. And I hear people talk about this all the time. They says, you're just lucky. Right? People talk about luck. You're just lucky. And you've probably heard people tell you that too. You're just lucky. In reality, what people call luck is actually the result of preparedness meeting opportunity. There's no such thing as luck. It's preparation, meeting opportunity, and guided by faith. At Tuesday's event, I saw it firsthand. Leaders who came ready to learn. They walked away with ready to interact, ready to meet people, ready to connect. They walked away with good connections, new insights, and possibly new opportunities for collaboration. So it wasn't about coincidence. It wasn't about luck. They put themselves in a situation. They brought their business cards. They fine-tuned their networking skill. And they brought their faith, hoping that knowing that they would meet someone that may bring about future collaboration. That's what it's all about. When you live prepared, doors open faster because you've already done the work to walk through them. I'll say that again. When you live prepared, doors open faster. When you have that faith, the mindset and the skills, and those things are in alignment, doors start to open because you have already done the work to walk through the doors. So, folks, I hope this was helpful for you. I challenge you, actually. I challenge you to live a life of preparation. Make sure that everything's lined up. Don't wait for the opportunity. Don't wait for down the road and says, well, I'm going to get ready. You know, I used to live that life, and from a faith perspective, right? I used to say, well, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait until I'm a certain age so that I can receive salvation, or I'll wait until I'm a certain age in order to do this. I'll wait until I get a certain weight until I can do this. All those are excuses. All those are excuses. Don't wait, leaders. Don't wait. I will leave you with this one takeaway. Opportunity is attracted to preparation. When you stay ready, spiritually, mentally, physically, strategically, you don't chase opportunity. Opportunity finds you. And it's not something that I'm saying. It's something that I know. It's something that I've experienced personally. So when you stay ready, again, spiritually, physically, mentally, strategically, you don't have to chase opportunities. Opportunities will find you. So to everyone who made, as I end, To everyone that attended the Leaders and Entrepreneur Connect, I want to thank you once again. You proved to us that preparation plus purpose creates impact. Don't worry, we are going to have another one. You told us that you want to have another one. So we are going to have another one, most likely. We're planning it now for 2026. We're also planning some other things that you'll hear about. So leaders, get ready. Don't wait. Be in a posture of preparation so that when opportunity comes, you are ready. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more because we're looking to end out 2025 strong, but we are already planning for 2026, and we have the first quarter of 2026 is going to be off the chain. You're going to hear about those things that we are planning, and my prayer and my hope is that you will join us as we move together, as we move to become more effective leaders, as we move to enhance our leadership ability, our leadership skills, our leadership acumen, as we move from being the good leader to a great leader, the exceptional leader. Because at the Jackman Group, our motto is exceptional starts here. So to everyone watching this week, take one small step that gets you ready for what is next. Whether it's reading a book, whether it's reading and studying the word more, right? Whether it is signing up for the next class, whether it's whatever that is, going to the gym, whatever it looks like for you. Take one small step. That is my challenge to you. Take one step, one small step that gets you ready for what's next. So folks, until next time, next week, we are going to have some guests. I'm going to have a couple of guests join me, and we're going to be talking about their leadership journey and their experiences. So join us on next week as I talk to, I think we have 2, maybe 3 leaders that will be joining us on the next episode of the 30. So until then, keep leading, keep growing, and keep making an impact. May God bless you. I want to thank you for being here. May God bless you and your family. Be safe out there. We'll see you down the road.